This installation is called À chaque stencil une révolution. It's a work I did first in 2007. At that moment I was really interested in how a message or a discourse could be diffused to many people, and so I was attentive to all these prospectus, all these tracts, political tract of the late 60s, and during the student revolution in France, or during many other little demonstrations all around the world. And I finally ended with this installation when there is where there is absolutely no message visible. It's only the process that I leave visible of the reproduction of a stencil, and it's only the carbon paper, like the stencil, on the methylated spirit, what we said alcool à brûler in French, and I threw it directly in the wall, and it's falling on the floor. It was quite interesting to make it here in the Palazzo Grassi, because all the context is really radically different than a white cube. So you have this ceiling that is full of gold painting and ornament, and a lot of vegetation visible, and it was a nice opposition with the radicality of the installation itself. And but it was also interesting to have this work installed in the same moment than a work like Fantôme, Jasmin, because that work in an aspect of color and material is really more linked to the ceiling relief, and these two things are dealing of the same thing in a way. It was during a trip in Beirut. I was walking I wasn't walking, but I was in a car with a friend, and we were speaking about art and installation and things. And suddenly a guy arrived in front of our car and proposed us to buy some jasmine flower. And he have this piece of wood with all the jasmine flower in this piece of wood, and with a shirt just above it to protect it from the pollution and the dirtiness. But I found that really beautiful in a way. And it was several months after what we call the Revolution of the Jasmin, the Jasmine Revolution, and I keep that images of this guy in mind. And when I thought about it later, I thought about the fact that a jasmine, like every flower, will be with time will be just older and dry, and no more color, no more smell, no more freshness, no more hope. And so I thought that it would be really nice to reactivate this ready-made I saw in the real life, to have it as an installation. And so when I show it in the same moment than for each stencil revolution, it was also dealing with this idea of the mist revolution in a way. The thing I try to do always is, when I do an exhibition, I try to learn something for myself. So every time I'm showing a work, I like to understand something for myself also. So even here, this work, À chaque stencil une révolution, here, every time I show it again in different places, in different locations, and in different year, it's always in different moment of my life, and I am or a different moment of the society or the direct politic in the world, and it's always bring some other elements that this work can make me understand in a way. Yeah, it's always linked with the context around, and it's always linked. From myself also, because most of the material I work with, they come from my own experience with these materials. The carbon paper come from my childhood when I had to make exercise with my teacher when I was around 6-year-old or 7-year-old. So it's something really linked to my memory. The jasmine on the skirt. The shirt was something I discovered in 2012 in Beirut, and it's always linked to a specific moment in my life. But when I choose to act it in an artwork, it's because for me it sounds that it could be an interesting dialogue with the society around me. Not only because I'm self-focused about things that interest me, but also because it has something to deal with the society around. So it's not only me, but the way I progress is maybe I know a little better how I work, but I'm never confident about the way I work, so maybe the more I progress, the more I am difficult to work with, I don't know.